Hi, I'm Rob, and today we're at the Farmer Inn in Catherington. So the Farmer's Inn was built in the 1920s and it replaces an inn that was rebuilt in 1703 after a fire. Anyway, it's a Fuller's pub now. It would have been a George Gale previously, but Fuller's bought them out. George Gale was the local brewery in Horndean. Next to the Farmer's Inn, there's a little path down by this outbuilding, and that's where we're going to start the walk. I think in fairness, most people probably use the pub car park to get through on the right of way. But hey ho, look, I've walked it, so you can't close it. It's a freaking load of brambles. So there we are. The easy way would have been through the pub car park. There's the garden, very nice pub. Little play area over there, a tent they have bands playing in. So continue through the pub car park. And up in the far corner is a gate through onto Catherington Lith. So this is Catherington Lith. It's a 30-acre local nature reserve and it's owned by Horndean Council. Now, during the Blitz of 1940-41, the Lith was occupied by a lot of sheds and things which housed the people of Portsmouth, which lies just down there. You can just see the Isle of Wight out of the gloom over there. Portsmouth nestles sort of down below Portsdown Hill, but they used to come up here to escape the Blitz. Then after the war, those same shacks that were built all over this site, they became holiday homes. When we reach this point in the path, ignore the kissing gate, we're going to double back and head along this path towards the church. In the distance you've got Queen Elizabeth Country Park, you've got Butser Hill over there, and just behind the trees you've got Windmill Hill with Chiltern Windmill on. I've got a walk from Chiltern, from the Red Lion there. It's a nice walk as well. Through the kissing gate we carry straight on. We're heading for the corner of the field where we're going round to the churchyard. This is All Saints. It's a 12th century church, although you wouldn't think so because it looks very modern, as in terms of churches, sort of Victorian, and that's because it had a major rebuild in 1883. There's actually a little window in the vestry with the name Noah on the stained glass, and my grandson was delighted when the kind vicar took him in there and showed him it. My grandson's called Noah, by the way. So that's the Noah window. Doesn't look so good from the outside looking in, but from the inside looking out, very nice. The door's open, let's go and have a looky. So there's the War Memorial and the Lich Gate. and we're going to exit the churchyard and turn right onto the road. We'll carry on down the hill. Just past White Dirt Lane, there's a footpath on the left by this tree, just on the hill that we're going to take. And down the hill we go. We'll cross another lane, and then the path will pick up the other side of the lane to go uphill again. So prizes for guessing what these are. They've put them to good use. They're a thing called a laser disc that Philips produced in the 80s, sort of forerunner of the video. And this person, I don't know why he's put them there, frighten the birds, I don't know. But there's Forrest Gump back there. I don't know what that one was, the label's missing, but there's several. Let's have a look at this one. I better kick himself if he finds out they're worth something.
Morning.
Morning. And we cross the road to follow the path opposite. Passing these dilapidated farm buildings reminds me of the Weald Downland Museum. There's a treadwheel house and treadwheel from a farm somewhere here in Catherington. It was used for bringing water up from a well, and that was dismantled brick by brick and moved to the Weald Downland in 1970. And we follow the path straight through the field onto a lane, then we turn left. This is Hinton Manor Cottage, and we're going to skirt around Hinton Manor itself. Carry on up the lane, over to the left you can see Hinton Manor. Hinton Manor's a bit deceiving. It actually was Hinton Farm. It's a 17th century grade 2 listed building that was built on the site of an old manor. It was farmed until 1995, but then it was sold off in lots and the barns were converted to housing in 1997. Very nice job they've done with it. And with the manor to the left we come to this little junction of paths, or rather lanes, and we're turning right. There's Clanfield down in the valley there. And of course we're in the South Downs National Park, and the South Downs National Park is what they call a dark sky reserve. So you can see over there a little clue as to what we're going to look at next. Right, here we are at the Clanfield reservoirs. It's Portsmouth Water that operate these, and these are significant because the reservoirs are also home to the Clanfield Observatory. There are several telescopes. There's one there. Difficult to see if you haven't got access to the site, but as I said, it's a dark sky reserve, so you get some very, very good pictures of the heavens, which I'll put up on the video after this little bit of a talk, because the Clanfield Observatory is owned by the Hampshire Astronomical Society. They were founded in 1960 and they now have over 300 members. They've got 5 domes and support buildings on this site, and they've been on this site since 1972, although the 1980s were the big time for building the telescopes. Previous to 1972 they had several homes around the sort of north of Portsmouth, Purbrook, places like this, but they were evicted from each, but they've been secure here for a good 50 years. carrying on down the lane, and we're looking for a path on our left. So carrying on down the lane, and here it is on the left. There's a footpath here, nice and easy to see with a finger post and a 5-bar gate. Turn left here. Looking back towards the reservoir, there's evidence there of medieval farming and strip lynchets. You'll see them better as we go across Catherington Down shortly. So you can see why it's a good place to go stargazing. It's very open, very dark, no light pollution. We've just come out the end of this path here. There's the strip lynchets I was talking about. And we're going to take this path on the left. At last we got to the top of that wretched hill. And we're going to turn left to walk up between the vineyard. Now we're around the back end of the observatory and see some of the other telescopes and some of the other buildings through the vines there. Anyway, we carry on this way. So here we are, we come out from the vineyard, back onto the lane. You'll recognise the lane, we walked it earlier. There's Hinton Manor. And the walk's actually a figure of 8, so you didn't need to do that bit if you don't want to. Here we are back at the junction with Hinton Manor. We came up this way on the way. We're in the middle of the figure of 8 now. So we're going to follow down this way. It's the old 17th century Hinton Manor, or Hinton farmhouse. Keep on past the manor on our left hand side, just following the lane down. So we come down the lane, there's another lane off to the right. This lane carries on, but there's some steps up to a footpath across the field, and that's where we're off to. So looking across at Catherington Down, you can see the strip lynchets, and they're sort of terraces that used to be farmed in medieval times. It allowed them to farm hilly land. And we carry on forward up the hill. Once we're at the top of the hill, we turn left. And at the other end of the down, a couple of kissing gates to take us through the field back to the village. So diagonally across this field into a little scrubby bit of woodland. Nice bit of tree stump carving there. Now if you're in a hurry, there's another path that leads down past that rockery and comes out straight opposite the pub. As I say, we're taking this path. And that bit of scrubby land is called Parsonage Field. Instead of going in the car park, it's carrying on this path, which brings you out onto the road. Anyway, back into Catherington. And we come out in the village opposite the pond. So there doesn't seem to be a definitive meaning for the name Catherington. One source says that it was pronounced Catherington. That was first recorded in 1015 and it meant people of the hill fort. But on another source you see it's called Catherington, which is a farm of the people of Catter. Take your pick. Anyway, we come out by the little pond. I'm reliably informed there are tadpoles in there in the spring. I'm reliably informed by my son, who lives locally. In fact, 2 of my grandchildren go to Catherington Infants, which is here, That was built in 1851. Lovely little school. And you can see the pub just a few yards down the road there. That's the front elevation of the infant school. So that was a nice little walk in the South Downs, about 6.5 miles. As I say, it's South Downs National Park, so lovely, lovely open countryside. Anyway, if you like the walk, please like and subscribe. We're going to go on in the pub and have some lunch. Well, it is Christmas. We are lucky to get a table, but food was like over an hour's wait because they've got lots of tables in for Christmas dinners. So we've got some pork scratchings, some crisps and a cup of coffee. Well, Trev has got a beer, pork scratchings and a bag of crisps. Yeah. Bon appetit.